Comedian Red Skelton remains a famous face more than a decade after his death. The comedian still draws a crowd in his hometown of Vincennes, Indiana each year when clowns from around the country descend upon the town for the Red Skelton Festival and Parade.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the star of our show, Red Skelton.
Actor and comedian Red Skelton is perhaps best known for his variety show on television that ran for nearly 20 years. Before his TV show started in 1951, Skelton hosted a national radio show and also worked as an actor in Hollywood, starring in dozens of films. Richard Bernard Skelton was born in Vincennes in 1913. He visited his hometown throughout his career until his death in 1997. For about the past 10 years, Vincennes has remembered Skelton by hosting an annual festival and parade in his name. In 2013, a museum honoring Skelton opened on the campus of Vincennes University. The museum walks visitors through all aspects of Skelton's life and career. Skelton began performing at an early age, starting with other children in his neighborhood. He later joined the Boy Scouts and performed at the circus each year.
He was part of that circus production, and at that time he really learned how to hone his comedy. And then he eventually was able to kind of scrape up enough money to leave town during the Depression era and go into vaudeville. And in vaudeville he learned a lot about stage performances and things.
Skelton was a physical comic who became known for the cast of characters he portrayed as part of his routine. Some of his most memorable characters were Freddie the Freeloader and Clem Cadiddlehopper.
He created these different caricatures, essentially, of people he knew or friends he had or family members, and then each of those characters developed a personality, a voice, a hat, a costume. Junior the Mean Little Kid is the one that started on radio. All the others he kind of integrated into radio and then moved him to his TV show.
A skit he and his first wife Edna wrote for his radio show helped launch Skelton's career.
And they wrote their own skit, which was Dunkin' Donuts, which was extremely popular, that told how different people dunk their donuts. And that really brought attention to the movies because they then hired him to be in movies because of that skit.
In September of 1951, the Red Skelton Show made its television debut on NBC. The program moved to CBS in 1954 and was on the air until 1970. Skelton always opened his show with a monologue.
A lot of people actually are afraid to applaud. It gives away the business they're in. Did you ever notice that? A stenographer, they applaud this way.
He was one of the first hosts to integrate guest stars into his program. He frequently got big-name guests like Ed Sullivan, who appeared with Skelton on his program in 1954.
Yeah?
Welcome to the Ed Sullivan Show.
Yeah, well, don't rub it in.
Now, Starfire, there are a lot of athletes here tonight. Tell all of us, how did you keep in shape?
Oh, I keep in shape. I do a lot of work down at the gym. The gym. 24 hours a day I'm training. When do I sleep? When I'm fighting in the ring.
Skelton was a clean comic with a broad appeal. That's just part of the reason he is remembered so fondly to this day.
Red Skelton, probably his greatest legacy of laughter is his appeal to all ages, and the fact that it's a show that you can sit down with your grandchildren, your children, the grandparents, and everybody is going to enjoy it because you're not going to be embarrassed by something Red Skelton would say, and you're all going to be able to laugh at it. And I think that's what really makes him unique compared especially to some of the comics of today.
Skelton was a pioneer of color television when the technology was new to most Americans. When his studio didn't want to provide his show in color, he bought a color television studio.
I sincerely hope that I haven't said or done anything to offend anyone. If I did, I really didn't mean to.
Viewers likely remember Skelton's sign-off at the end of each program. Good night, and may God bless. After his television show ended, Skelton continued to perform in various venues, such as nightclubs and casinos. He was also a painter and sold hundreds of pieces of art. His career as a performer lasted 70 years until his death in 1997. Since then, his hometown has honored the legendary entertainer in several ways. Vincennes hosted its first Red Skelton Festival and Parade 10 years ago. Organizers say clowns were a major component of the inaugural event.
Red Skelton's favorite thing to say was he's one of America's clowns, because he just prided himself on not being the best or the most famous or Emmy Award winner, but really just one of America's clowns. So we really started focusing on the clown idea and started the Parade of 1,000 Clowns, and that kind of really kicked off the festival, and we had clown groups from all over come in, and we still do have many, many clown groups here at the festival.
And I got so thirsty in the parade, you know, because it was like a 3-mile parade, and so I got a little spring water here.
While the event has changed a bit since it started, clowns are still a big part of the parade. Many people travel from all over the country to join in the fun.
It is mainly clowns in the parade, and they love to come because they learn new clown tricks from each other while they're waiting in the lineup. And you can see them all, you know, doing their balloon art and doing makeup tricks and juggling and just talking to the other clown groups and just seeing what it is they can learn, which I think would have made Red Skelton really proud to see that his legacy has brought together all these people from different walks of life in celebration of his life.
Another classic clown gag has become a highlight of the annual festival.
Our favorite event that's been going on almost since the festival began are the bathtub races. And we have these 3 huge bathtubs, clawfoot tubs on wheels, and you teams of 4, 3 pushers, 1 rider, and they race down the street, and you have heats, and it's just been a lot of fun.
In 2013, the Red Skelton Museum of American Comedy opened to the public on what would have been Skelton's 100th birthday. The museum is full of interactive exhibits featuring Skelton and his characters. Officials say there is something for everyone, whether you remember Skelton or have never seen him before. Museum officials are proud to have fulfilled Skelton's dream of building a museum in his name. Long after he moved away, Skelton still visited Vincennes and interacted with his fans.
He was also very generous in his personal life, and he was very friendly. He would shake anyone's hand, sign an autograph for anybody. He would take time out. You know, if he came to town to go to a parade, and he would talk to people. He would sit down at the table with them at a diner. He was just so approachable as a person, even though he was very famous by that time.
Red Skelton's legacy of laughter is stronger than ever in Vincennes, Indiana, where new generations are learning about the famous entertainer.
I personally believe that each and every one of us was put here for a purpose. That's to build and not to destroy. And if by chance someday you're not feeling well, and you should remember some silly little thing that I've said or done, and it brings back a smile to your face or a chuckle to your heart, then my purpose has been served for my fellow man. May I wish you all continued success, and God bless. Good night. Thank you.